Alrighty, got an out of mold 2TV dash. It's going out to Jason Hatefield in Arizona. He ordered it finished, so I'm going to be working on it today, getting all the imperfections out. Get this, get the cuts out for him, and grind down the seam line that runs across the dash. A couple little chips here and there I gotta fill in. Alright, got everything cut out real quick. It's not perfectly straight, but that's okay because we could always go in there and sand that straight with the sanding block or a grinder, air grinder. And I want to show you some of the pieces. As you can see, it's not thin at all, it's pretty thick. And that's a really thick dash. So the dash is not thin, it's nice and thick. You know, we always cut these out, and you can tell it's even thick here. So, you know, the whole dash is pretty well made. See the inside. Now to the next part, start grinding down this little lip. It's a 2-part mold. Actually, yeah, you get all the little seam lines grinded down. I'm going to do that right now. Alright, as you can see here, my seam line's grinded down all the way across, all the way down here. There's a few little spots I got to fill right there in the corner where it caught up in the mold. Grinded up the lines. All the lines are nicely grinded so they're straight. I just kind of do a general cut here. Later when people get their electronics they can straighten this out. But yeah, I just do a general cut out, a real fast one, because you kind of need the electronics themselves to be able to put them back here to see how straight you need this line back here. Other than that, I'd set it out in the sun for an hour or so on a warm day. It's pretty warm today, the sun's out. Check for little air pockets. You know, I found some here, little pinholes. You don't want to catch those later on. And then wipe it down with some wax and tar remover right here, because this was in a mold and it did have some wax from the mold. Wipe that off, and then we can start the sanding with the 180 grit, blocking it out. Alright, just clean it with some wax and tar remover. Got it all cleaned up. Alright, here we got the dash all nicely sanded. Block sanded at 180 grit. And I circled all my little imperfections. Every little pinhole, every little air pocket, every little imperfection that I could find. Bunch on the corner right here. But that's okay, because once you put the filler in there, smooth it out, it'll be fine. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go and put some platinum filler on this and take a video afterwards, show you the end result. Alright, letting my body filler cure up. All this up here is just little pinholes. I got a scraper and I scraped off the excess off real quick after I put it down. The main hiccup on this dash was right here. When it grabbed in the mold, it pulled a lot of the gel coat off right here, so that's why I got so much filler on that side. But you'll see once I sand this all down, there'll be hardly any filler in there. Alright, I'm going to get to sanding. Alright, it's taken me a while to sand out all the imperfections in the body filler, but I finally finished. I don't know, it took me an hour or two, maybe 3 hours. I didn't really count it. Once you get into it, you kind of lose track of time. But that's how you get your dash perfect. You gotta go and block it, get every little imperfection, every low spot, every little air pocket that got laid up in it. Sometimes you make these parts, air gets under the fiberglass, creates an air pocket, and then you have to block it out with some filler, and that's what I did. As you can see, there's not much filler up on top. There's a few little air pockets, and most of it was just on this little edge, and that's where the mold line is. It goes around this edge. That's looking good. So it's ready for primer. Alright, so I blew off the dash with some air, put some wax tar remover one more time, cleaned it off. Now I'm going to throw it in the booth and get it primered. And there we have it. There's the dash primered up with 2K primer. It's a poly primer. We'll let that dry overnight and ship it out in the morning.